Hey everybody, this is Sir Onion Knight, and today I'm going to give you a tutorial of how to create an item that will basically transport you to an airship or something of the sort. Basically the idea is we're going to create an item. It's going to act as a switch of sorts, and it's going to activate a common event, and that common event is what's going to teleport your character. There's multiple pieces to this, so let's go ahead and get started. So I've already got my airship map. You don't really have too much in here. This is just kind of something I threw together just for this tutorial. Didn't go into too great of detail, but just use your imagination. That this is like an internal dock for like a teleportation into an airship or something like that. Who knows? Anyway, so we've got our character here on the map, and we're going to basically go from this map to the ship, and then we're going to go back down. So here's how we're going to do that. So let's first go into our database, and we'll go to the items tab. So you see here in the items tab, we've covered this in the database tutorial, but I'll go ahead and show you how we're going to do this. So we've got a maximum of 4 items here. I'm going to change that maximum. I'm going to go up to 6, because what I like to do is I like to separate the default engines items with any items that I make. So you see I just kind of put some dashes there in the name. It basically acts as a separator. So on item number 6, we're just going to set this to airship control. So you see that we have the airship control now. Let's find us an icon for it. Icons are going to be pretty important in locating things in your inventory sometimes. Sometimes you kind of only half paying attention, and it's good to find that. So let's go ahead and use this cell phone icon here. Set our description here. There we go. Transports you in and out of your airship. So this item is going to do exactly that. So what we want to do is let's set... Alright, so as you see here, I've got these set to specifics. We've got this as a regular item. This is going to end up being something that's in your inventory. You can set it as a key item if you want, but I like to set it as a regular item because, that way it's just right there among your other things there. So we've got it set to consumable no. Basically what this is going to do is this is going to tell the game that, when you use it, it's not going to disappear from your inventory. When we set this here to 0, that means the player cannot sell the item. Kind of like as the tooltip there was showing you. Basically what it does is just keep it at 0. You don't want your player to be able to sell this item. And then, of course, occasion, we're going to set it to menu screen because we want the player to use it on the menu screen. So the next thing we want to do is we want this item to call up a common event. So let's go ahead and click on the effects, and we'll go to other, and we'll select a common event. In this case, I don't have any common events set up, so we're just going to go with the first one. Click OK. So let's just go ahead and hit apply here, and then let's go down to our common events. So in our common events tab, obviously you see we have our 4 common events. We're going to call this airship, and this is where all of our logic for teleporting in and out of the map will be and all that. Now I'm going to create this in a way that assumes that you only have one overworld map. So let's go into here, and let's go to conditional branch. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to select a switch. This switch that we're going to create here is going to be something that basically says whether the airship controller is disabled or not. Now, when you start the game, typically what's going to happen is this variable is going to be off by default. So what we'll do is we'll name it something like airship disabled. So we'll click OK on that. And then we'll set this to off. Because what we want to do is we want to make sure that if the airship is disabled, that we don't run this. So let's go ahead and hit OK. If airship is disabled, off. Right. So now what we're going to do here is we are going to create a teleport. So now typically what you're going to want to do is you want to give the player a choice just in case they accidentally selected the item, didn't realize what the item was all about or whatever. You know, maybe they didn't read the description. So let's go ahead and select show choice. Yes, no. And I guess we should have added a message there. My fault. I should have added that in there. I'm going to put in, would you like to visit your airship? You could put in whatever you want there. This is just the basic. So we're not going to put anything in no, because in this case here, you know, if you select no, it's going to do nothing. Actually, you know what? Let's do something like this. Airship controller turned off. There we go. That way, you know, it tells the player something like, oh, you just turned off your airship controller. For there, let's put in something like, enjoy your ride. All right, so we've got that selected. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and transfer our player to the airship. We just pick it wherever we want to there and just hit OK. So now this item should send us into the ship. So we're going to go ahead and test this out here. I'm going to add a chest. We're just going to go ahead and create a quick one here for the sake of the tutorial. And let's go and get started on it. So here we go. We're going to walk up to the chest. We're going to get our airship controller. All right, so let's go ahead and select this. Would you like to visit your airship? Yes. Enjoy your ride. So here we are in our airship now. So that worked out for us, right? So now how do we get down? I'm going to make it to where you use your airship controller again and you're able to leave. So we've got all of this within this option right here, right? Probably a good idea to do is to move all this in itself into a conditional as well. So let's create another conditional. So in this conditional, what we're going to do is we're going to select the switch again, and we're going to select a second. We're going to basically select a second variable here. That variable is going to be titled something like in airship. I'm going to add a question mark, just so that way, you know, we can indicate to ourselves this is a question, right? And before we hit OK, we want to go down here and select Create Else Branch. Then we'll hit OK. So this will give us two conditions here. So now, if we're in the airship, it'll do this. Otherwise, it'll do this. So you see all this stuff that we put in here originally. If you click the first one, hold down Shift, and then click on this right here to select that whole group of events. Let's just right click, click cut, And since we want that to happen when you're not on the airship, we're going to go into the else section, right click, click paste. So this will basically tell the game that when we are on the field, we'll go to the airship. And what we'll want to do is after the transfer, let's go and select control switches in airship and set it to on. That way this tells the game that you're currently on the airship. Now, what happens if we use the item and we're in the airship? Well, this whole section right here, we're going to copy and paste it. There's no sense in doing all of the work all over again. Let's go ahead and go and edit this here. Would you like to go back to the surface? Or, yeah, that'll work for me right now. You can, again, you can make that say whatever you want. And we'll put something like, see you later in this one. And we'll keep this one as turn controller off, because obviously, you know, they're done with that. So, now this right here, that we can set that to teleport the player directly to the map somewhere, right? But let's not do that right now. You see, you have different variables that you can set for returning a player back to a certain location, certain map, and all that, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back down here. Before we do any of this transfer right here, let's actually set the player's location. So let's go ahead and go into here. Let's go to control variables. We're going to set to a single variable. We're going to call it map. Okay. And then so when we select game data, the first one that comes up is map ID. We're going to go ahead and use that. That's going to basically tell the game to store this map ID onto the map variable. And we'll click OK. All right. And we're going to do the same thing with the X and the Y position of the player on that map. Let's go ahead and hit new. Back to control variables. Go down to the second one. We'll say map X. And then we'll move on to game data. We'll select this. We're going to go to character, player. See, this player right here. And we're going to select map X. So this will tell the game what position on the map we're going to teleport back to, etc. Basically, this is just telling it where you're at currently before the transfer happens. And then we'll hit OK. Now, I'd like you guys to pause the video here and try doing the Y value yourself. However, I know some will not do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it again. But, you know, as easy as this sounds, go ahead and give it a shot. Just pause the video, do the map Y, create that yourself, and hit play when you're done. Alright, so hopefully you did pause the video and do that. If not, no big deal. It's super simple. There's really no reason for you to have to stress that. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. And then we'll just go down to edit. Now, another thing here, as you can see, the shortcuts. You can actually select it and hit spacebar, and it'll pull it up. So we're going to go and we're going to change this to the third variable, name it map Y, hit apply, hit OK. Now in game data, we're going to select that. We're going to change it to map Y. There we go. All right, so now we have created a list of variables for where our player was located on the map originally. There's nothing further that we need to do on this portion of the conditional, because at this point, all we needed to do was to store those variables. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come back up here, and we're going to go to the transfer player. So highlight it. Let's go in there. And this time, instead of directly telling the game where we want the player to go, we're going to let the variables do that for us. So we're going to select designation with variables. It auto-populates which one based on the first variable. Obviously, we want ID to be map, because that's going to be based on the ID of the map. For X, we're going to select that. We're going to click map X. And then for Y, we're going to select that and click map Y. There we go. Now, all should be working here. So let's go ahead and click OK. And what we're going to do here is we're going to update this switch. We're going to set that to off, because we want the game to know that we're not on the airship after we do this. Because basically what we're doing is, as it shows here, is checking to see if the switch is on. So basically that's saying, if it is on, that's saying I'm on the airship. I want you to do this portion right here. And then when you leave the airship, obviously you're not on the airship, you're off the airship. So there you go. That should be everything that we need right there. So let's go ahead and test this out. All right, so we're in the game now. Let's go ahead and go over to the box, get our airship controller. And so let's go ahead and use it. If all works after we use this, it'll ask us if we want to go to the ship. Take us to the ship. And here we are. So we're on the ship. Let's go ahead and get off the ship. Would you like to go back to the surface? Yes. See you later. All right, so we're back on the ground. So now we just want to make sure that the saving the variables is actually doing what it's supposed to do. So let's just go to somewhere like way away from the starting spot there. Let's go ahead and select it. All right, so we are on the ship. Let's go back. Would you like to go back to the surface? Yes. There we go. That's all that it needs. Your work here is done. Now, obviously in a situation where you don't want the controller to function, what you can do is there's a few things you can add. I'm going to let you try and do this on your own. What I would say is, and I'll kind of give you a starting point here. What I would do is, first of all, you'd want to create an event that you interact with, and it allows you to turn on and off your airship controller. Maybe you don't want the player to be able to teleport from in here. So what you should do is create an event that will basically turn off the airship controller switch. How would you, based on everything that I showed you here, apply that logic to basically make it to where the player is unable to go to their airship, and the game will tell you you're not able to use your airship controller at this location? I'm going to let you figure that out yourself. If you need any help, feel free to post in the comments. I feel like if you followed along here and really kind of paid attention to what I explained to you here today, you're going to understand what it is you need to do in order to do this. And I have complete faith in you guys, so I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be good to go. So, and one additional thing I'd like to point out here too is throughout this video, I've been going into the menu and selecting the characters after I've used the item and everything. You can actually change that, and I've already done that here. Originally, I had it set the scope to 1 ally. You can actually set the scope to none. And what that'll do is that'll allow it to, when you've selected the item, it'll just automatically close out the menu and commence the common event without having to go through all the extra button presses and all that. And so that's something you can definitely do also, should that be something you prefer. I'll show it to you here in action. So you see, we're going to come over here and we're going to select that. We're gonna open the chest, we're gonna get our airship controller, and let's just go into the items menu and let's use our airship controller. And see, there you go, it automatically does that. I don't know why I didn't do that in the beginning, but you know, I didn't script this video, I just kind of did it on the fly. So anyway, yeah, hopefully this video was helpful for you. Trying to get back into the swing of creating tutorials for you guys. If you guys would like to see any other tutorials, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you guys would like to see. I know I mentioned before, I don't plan on doing any scripting tutorials, so I won't be doing any JavaScript tutorials or anything like that. But if there's any other basic RPG Maker things that maybe you're struggling with, maybe there's something that you want to do, feel free to leave a comment, put in a request, and I'll gladly see what I can do to make something of that. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. And make sure that you hit the bell button so you get notifications anytime I post a new video. Also, I am doing live streaming on YouTube occasionally here and there. I don't have a schedule for it, but you know, if you hit the notification, you will be told when I go live next. My first live stream was me just kind of playing Undertale for the first time. I may do some RPG Maker streams as well. But yeah, just, you know, help support the channel. I do appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. Another thing I'd like to do is, I would like to play some RPG Maker games on stream and, you know, have some fun, give some live critiques as I'm playing it and everything. So if you have a particular RPG Maker game that you enjoy and you'd like for me to play it live on stream, feel free to let me know in the comments, and we'll see about possibly playing that on stream as well. So anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, night, whatever, wherever you're at, and I'll see you next time.